In the peaceful town of Amstetten, Austria, life was quiet, normal, safe. But beneath one house, a horror story was unfolding, one that would shock the world. Elisabeth Fritzl was 18 when she vanished on August 28, 1984. Her father, Josef Fritzl, claimed she had run away to join a cult. He even produced a forged letter from her, postmarked from a distant town, asking her family not to look for her. Authorities believed him, so did her own mother. No search, no posters, Elisabeth simply disappeared. Unbeknownst to everyone, Josef had been planning her captivity for years. He began building a secret bunker beneath their home in the 1980s, hidden behind multiple doors, some weighing over 500 pounds. On the day of her disappearance, Josef drugged Elisabeth and locked her in the cellar. She would not see the sky again for 24 years. In the basement, Josef sexually assaulted her repeatedly. Over the years, she gave birth to 7 children. One died shortly after birth. Josef burned the body in a furnace. 3 of the children, Lisa, Monica, and Alexander, were taken upstairs by Josef and raised by him and his wife as their adopted grandchildren. The other 3, Kerstin, Stefan, and Felix, were raised in the cellar. They never saw sunlight, never went to school, never saw a doctor. Years passed, decades. Josef visited the cellar almost every day. He told Elisabeth that the door was electrified. Any escape attempt meant death. In April 2008, Elisabeth's oldest daughter, Kerstin, became gravely ill. She was 19 and had never been outside. Josef Fritzl brought Kerstin to a hospital in Amstetten because she was unconscious and critically ill. She had organ failure, was severely malnourished, and had rotting teeth, evidence of long-term neglect. She spoke in a strange, childlike, confused manner. The doctors realized something was very wrong. Doctors asked who her mother was, but Josef refused to provide clear answers. He said the mother had simply dropped the girl off. Unable to treat Kerstin properly without her medical history, the doctors contacted the police. On April 25th, they held a press conference asking, "The girl's mother, whoever and wherever she is, must come forward immediately. We are not investigating. We just want to save her child." This put massive pressure on Josef. He feared exposure. He had kept Elisabeth hidden for 24 years, and now police and media were digging into a mystery that only he could explain. Josef knew he was running out of time. Several things pushed him. Kerstin was dying. If she died, an autopsy would raise questions. Elisabeth begged him to let her go. She knew this was the only chance to save her daughter. After several days of persuasion and panic, on April 26, 2008, Josef brought Elisabeth and the 2 remaining basement children, Stefan and Felix, upstairs for the first time in decades. He took them to the hospital, claiming they were part of a reunion with Kerstin's mother. At the hospital, the police were ready. They immediately separated Elisabeth and Josef for questioning. At first, Elisabeth refused to talk. She'd been trained for years to fear the outside world and thought the door to the basement was still electrified. Police assured her she was safe and promised she'd never see Josef again if she told the truth. After 2 hours, she said one sentence that changed everything. "I am Elisabeth Fritzl. I've been missing for 24 years. She then gave police a 2-hour videotape statement describing everything: the rape, the basement, the births, the threats. After her statement, police arrested Josef that same night. He confessed to everything after just 2 days in custody. The story exploded worldwide. Josef was arrested. The hidden basement was exposed, just 5.5 feet high, soundproofed, with multiple locked doors. In 2009, he was sentenced to life in prison for rape, incest, false imprisonment, coercion, and negligent homicide. Elisabeth and her 6 surviving children were moved to a protected location. She's never spoken publicly since. One man built a prison beneath his house. One woman survived 8,516 days inside it. Elisabeth Fritzl is alive today, rebuilding her life in secrecy. Josef Fritzl, now 89, remains behind bars. Sometimes the most terrifying monsters live in the room above.